Good morning, family friends. Saturday morning here. Lots on the agenda. So, it is early. It's like 7:30. So, thankfully we don't have very many neighbors, and the only neighbor that we do have likes to cut his grass too early in the morning. So, Frank's behind me, but apologies if there's a little sound behind me. But I have a big project scheduled for today, and we're supposed to be getting rain around 3 o'clock. Saturday afternoon, or Saturdays around here are work days. We usually try to do Sundays as a rest day and just spend it with the family. So today we are out. I'm trying to get things started before the sun gets too hot, and it's already, it's supposed to get up to a high of like 27, 28 today, which in Fahrenheit I'll figure out the conversion to 5. So it's going to get really hot this afternoon, but we are expecting rain. So I'm trying to get what I can done before that starts. So let me show you what we're working on today. I have it's hot. My pup is here. I don't know if you can see him. I'm going to show you here if you can see him. I just want to tilt you down. He's in the shade. This is Thor. I have my little snack belt. Let me see if I can back up enough here. This is my little fanny pack snack belt that I keep his treats in, so he's not too far from me. Got the inhaler because it's going to get hot, and the vet told me slow down on the treats. You're getting a little chunky. But let me show you what we're going to work on today. This garden here behind me. So my intention is to, I'm self-videoing right now, so my apologies. It's not the greatest. I don't have a videographer. My videographer is supposed to be coming out here to help me. Something tells me he's not in any hurry. Eli. This garden here is going to be my project today. I originally, when I planted this garden and with this rock bed, we'd lived here for a long time, but I never really noticed how much sun this garden actually got. And I went ahead and planted some hostas because I just wanted big, bulky, you know, vegetation here without too much fuss. And obviously hostas are the, you know, I love hostas. They're very good for that. Unfortunately, this just gets way too much sun, so it's not going to be, it hasn't been ideal. They get burnt, and especially if I'm not watering them, and they get a little sun scald. Oh, you all tangled up there, big boy? But my intention today is to pull up these hostas and then replant them in under a tree area that I'm going to do. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. For me, my idea of gardening, and I've always been like this, unfortunately I've not been a huge gardener up till moving in here to this property, and I just had a really hard time dropping the money on a plant that was just going to die at the end of the season. And so I would always buy perennials that had some nice color and some nice foliage and things like that, so that it would add some dimension and element, that it wasn't going to die at the end of the year. That's why I love tulips and daffodils. They come back every year, and you don't have to worry about digging up the rhizomes like the dahlias, and I got some calla lilies, all of those kind of things, the irises, those type of thing, or I don't know if you have to do the iris, but the dahlias and the calla lilies, they just don't like the winter, and they need to be dug up and stored. So to be perfectly honest, I'm not a lazy gardener. I'm just an extremely busy gardener, and so the reality of it is I have certainly earned a lot of stripes by, you know, watering my garden with my own perspiration, they say. So there's been a lot of sweat happening in these gardens, but I'm just a little too busy to worry about having to dig up my my bulbs and things. That's why I love the tulips and the daffodils. So we'll kind of stick with those. I did buy some geraniums here. You can probably see behind me. See these beautiful fuchsia color. I have a big day. The girls, my daughter-in-law, my one daughter-in-law is taking me out to go get a pedicure today, and then my other daughter-in-law is in an equestrian show that we're hoping to go see. Fingers crossed if the rain doesn't cancel it. So anyways, let's get started.
So for now, I'd like to think
I don't have paper, but look what I do have. Got some cardboard. So this cardboard doesn't have paint on it. I'm gonna go ahead and peel off all this stuff. I'm gonna use it in lieu of my newspaper because I don't have any newspaper. I thought we had lots, but I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this to kill out the grass. So this is Project 1. The new course that I've been taking suggests not to do this, only because when you put any sort of landscape fabric down or any sort of barrier to keep the weeds from coming up, when you try to put any landscape fabric or any kind of barrier down, the intention is to keep the weeds from coming up. But what ends up happening is you kind of make the soil go somewhat anaerobic and or hydrophobic, which it's just lifeless. There's not a lot happening underneath because you can't get the photosynthesis of the water or of the sun and stuff like that. And so it's kind of, it was detoured to use any of those kind of things because what ends up happening is the weed seeds blow around in the air and then they stop and they pool on top of those fabrics, and then you end up getting weeds, sometimes more than what you were intending on. But the reason I'm doing this is simply because the trees really likely got a very acidic soil, and so this will help kind of neutralize that a little bit, I'm hoping, because this is a pine and dropping its needles and things like that. So I'm just trying to avoid having to work and do too much amending of the soil, so this will hopefully help. And then I can add my good, really strong compost that I bought a couple years ago. And it really seems to do well for my tulips and my other flowers over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully this works as well. So we'll see. Again, this whole gardening thing for me is still trial and error. I'm just still learning so much. And you know, if the tree doesn't like this and the hostas don't like this, I can work on trying to amend the soil and try and figure it all out. But for now, this is my plan. I tried to find my paper. I think we used it all last year. I have no paper left. We have to go get more. Oh? I don't have enough for that space, but I did find cardboard. I'm going to use this. This is just a smaller project anyway.
All right.
But I need my hostas dug up. My worker went inside. Warm. I've got water, fresh cold water there in the golf cart if you want. That sun does not. We good? So you got 5 more to do. You know what I'm talking about? Good boy. Thor, here. Hey, baby. Yeah, he was too hot over there with Eli, so we're in the shade here now. We're gonna finish out this tree and get her done. I gotta go dump the rest of my compost in my garden though, my vegetable garden. I was gonna fill my urns with it, but I forgot I filled those last year with that good compost, so I don't need to do that again. So I'm gonna go use that golden dirt in my garden, my vegetable garden. Okay, I'm running out of battery, guys, so it's hot one. Trying to stay in the shade now. Worked in the sun, got all these hostas dug up. Now I'm gonna replant them. Just wanted to show you this little setup here that Frank's got me all geared up to water my flowers. I was hand bombing them with garbage cans for the last few years. Look at me. I'm supposed to go for a manicure and pedicure. She's gonna literally laugh at me. The gardener goes in for a mani and pedi and they're like, yeah, I've been in the garden all day. I will shower first. I was hand bombing it with these little buckets here on the back of my golf cart. And so yeah, that's hopefully going to be a little bit of a better situation this year. We'll see. Anyways, let's keep planting these hostas. So are you digging me holes for my hostas? digging me holes? Go on, get in there. Dig up that hole. Look at your snout. Oh, that breeze is gorgeous. Oh, actually, cut this. See this? How big this is? Take your shovel and literally go in the middle of that and cut it in half. Please.
What? Won't that kill it?
No. The root system of these are very strong. What? Huh? Just get down inside. Get your weight on it.
I am. Look at it.
Just so you can see, I've just done it over in there. Where I took this out of was very sandy and clay over there in that spot. So I just tousled up all of the root structure so that it can embed in this compost here. This root ball.
This root I got.
Yeah, it's really big. So see where it's like that? Eli? See here where it's naturally got a break? Put your shovel there and break that.
Look at how much weight I'm gonna put on this. Take your thing. It was a lot easier than the other one.
Was it? Okay. I know. There's a good example. See how clay bound that is? So I'm just loosening up the soil so that it has a better chance to survive here. Anyways, I released all of that clay, so now these roots are nice and free to go where they need to grow nicely. That is the plan. Okay, another quick little information thing that I learned regarding fertilization. Spring requires some fertilizing of the soil. And you'll see here, it's 15, 30, 15. So the way that I was described to remember how to do this is the first number is up, the second number is down, the third number is all around. Okay, I've only got 2 more hostas to plant before I lose battery, which I'm going to in a minute. I'm gonna plant these last 2 hostas, then I'm gonna go get some wood mulch, cover this up. Somebody once told me that if you don't cover Mother Nature with some wood chips, hay, straw, whatever, mulch it out, because Mother Nature is a modest woman, and if you don't cover it, she will. So, with weeds, and I don't want weeds. So, that is the step. I'm gonna lose battery. Do you know where the wood chip mulch is? It's through that trail. Do you think you can drive through? That's pretty close to the pond. I'm not sure that I'm...
Do you want me to dump this first?
Yeah, we're gonna dump that around here after. I'm just gonna do it with my shovel.
No,
yeah, you could actually start doing that with a shovel for me, love.
Like...
Anyways, guys, I'll come back to you after I'm done all the projects because I need to go shower. Got a horse show to go to and a pedicure and manicure. Bye. What? You want to clamp it? Where would I clamp it? Do you want to look at you while you're riding or outside?
See what I'm riding.
See what you're riding. Sorry if it's windy. Fell off. Let me picture.
Ford F-150, or not Ford, Ram 1500, huh? Oh, Mr. Biker.
Don't forget.
Haha, Mr. Biker said hello. Yay! He waved. There's a bunch of people gonna wave at me. Look at them. One guy waved. One guy out of those 6 or 7 cars waved. Let's do this little path quickly and then go give this back to Mom.
Just when I go or have the courage to believe in the words of Emily.
Okay, now for the ride back, I'm going to put you guys faced towards me. I'm going to say that's. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, today it is a really nice day out. And really beautiful. So that's why I've been outside all day. Same with Mom and Dad. You guys keep falling down. Oh, by the way, Mitch, if you're actually watching this, that's where I saw the turkey. Right there. That little bush. That's where I saw it. So I didn't lose it. I went down to the road and got like 6 waves out of 70 cars.
6 waves out of 70 cars.
There's your GoPro.
Thank you, baby. Oh, okay, I gotta get ready. Gotta go get showered. I'm gonna plant my trees, and then I'm done.
Okay, I'm gonna go inside.
Yeah, that's fine. It's hot. It's sweaty. We don't like to do a lot of work in the heat of the day. It's hot. So we gotta go plant these Boston or these boxwoods, and then. So what I'm trying to do here now is empty out these urns, because I also learned in my course that, I'm not sure where I got the information from originally, but I always put stones in the bottom of my pots just for drainage and for better airflow. Actually, that is actually the exact opposite, and putting stones in the bottom of vessels for drainage causes poor airflow and air circulation, and therefore the roots have a tendency to sit stagnant, and that water just doesn't absorb down into the root system where it's supposed to. When you water your flowers, it goes into that stone and it literally sits there, causing the roots to rot. So it's actually the opposite of what we've learned. So I got to take the stones out of these pots because I know I filled them all with stones, thinking I was doing good. But anyway, I also learned from my course that the planting material that the gardens and the greenhouses and the big box stores plant their starts in, and all of the trees and shrubs that you buy, is kind of like a very loamy peat moss and the perlite, all of that kind of stuff that helps absorb water, just as in a mass production. But when it comes to planting them here in your homes, in their forever places, you should go ahead and remove as much of that soil as you can, or that dirt as you can, and then replace it with some good healthy compost and some wood chips and things like that, just to kind of help with the growing. So all of these things that I didn't realize. Like I said, I'm relatively new gardener, and all of these things that could never understand why things just didn't flourish like other people's. I'm thinking as I'm little tips as I'm thinking about my course that I took. Something else that I used to do that somewhere heard was good was always put in a scoop of bone meal, blood meal, whatever, just to kind of help to invigorate root growth and things like that. Again, contradictory, because you should put it on your hole after you put all your compost to let it settle down into it, because putting it in the hole could cause your roots to fry, and again, completely diminishing the reason why you thought you were using it in the first place. So if you, and a lot of times the soils don't even really need that amendment of the bone meal and the blood meal that I've always done. I did it with my trees, my cherry trees, and I did lose my one cherry tree, and this one is really struggling. So I don't know if that's why, because I did put some of that in my hole prior to. So we'll see if it comes back. And again, I didn't unbound it like I'm going to do with my boxwood. I literally plopped it out of the bucket that it came in, kind of loosened up the root ball a little bit, and then plopped it in the hole. So it's got a great start to life. This will be its 3rd year. If it doesn't do well this year, I may go ahead in the fall and just, dig it back up and kind of play around with the root system and try and replant it and see if we can get some growth starting on it. But that's my tree here. I'm going to show you here. I don't know if you can see it, the cherry tree right there. That's my cherry tree there. So I had another matching one on this side, but these boxwoods are probably the 5th thing I've tried to plant in here. The hill gets a lot of wind. It gets full sun all day, all afternoon. So fingers crossed. I know boxwoods don't love the wind, but they're hardy, so I'm hoping that they'll work. But who knows? This is what I got to put up in those urns up by with the boxwoods. This is the whatever it's called.
Lose a whole bunch of
Yep, data.
that you thought you were talking.
Yes. These are the annuals, the verbena. Something that is apparently will do really well in the full sun up there, because it does get full sun. And I was going to plant these in there today because I just want them to be pretty, but I'm going to resist it because we are supposed to get down to 2 degrees, a low of 2 degrees Celsius this week, and I don't want to risk losing them because I've already lost a full tray. And of course this is where we dug up the hostas from here today. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to replant in here. Something that loves full sun. Nothing like a geranium to add a little pop of color to any landscape plan, but we won't do this until next week. As much as I want to get them in the ground because it is beautiful out today, I'm resisting it. Oh, it's a hot one. I'm going to hit the showers and I'm going to spend the afternoon with my family. Anyways, take care, guys. Here at the Angelstone, we just had our hands, show our fingers. We just had pedicures. She had Manny. I had Petty.
Oh, I like that. I wasn't even paying attention to that color. That's nice.
Is Dad and
They're
coming right now?
They're
or are we
here.
walking in?
They're coming.
10 minutes for stalls first.
When does she ride?
She rides at 6.
Oh.
Nicole's girls are doing really well.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Okay, let's go. You're not good.
No worries.
You did that last time too, didn't you? You did that last time or you did it all fast? He gets a flake at night and that's it.
Hi, did you give Dad a hard time?
Are you gonna
What
bring
did
this
you
with
do?
you?
Why are you giving Daddy a hard
Lots, we only do
time? Okay, we're here at the Angelstone. They were all asking me what this ring is behind me, and I said, this is where they do the burnout. Because this is the language. This is language Mom knows. Mom doesn't understand horses. This is where they warm the horses up, is in this rink here. And then we're going to head over to the jumping rink where she does her magic. But we don't want to make her nervous with the cameras.
Like that horse is going to go. There's Amber. Let's go get her.
Well, I'm afraid of horses, and I don't like them, especially right beside me.
Look at how big that one.
This close to a horse in my life. Hey, so are you giving me the stink? Oh, the cold shoulder. There you go. Oh, look at you. So, I'm definitely afraid of horses. Hi, baby. She's like, who is that? I'm taking a picture of you, my pretty girl. You're so beautiful. Okay.
Is it funny? Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys, I planted these hostas about 4 days ago. And Stathor, my little companion, he stays up there pretty good. But look at, they came right back. I was worried because I was like, ooh. The hostas are doing well. So eventually, within a couple of years, my intention is, because like if they do thrive here, they will get really big. So my intention is to do all the bases of these trees, and as they get a little bigger and I can start splitting them up, I'll start doing different. This one maybe not so much because it's down by the pond too much. But this one, this one, this one, that one up there, kind of just eliminates the grass growing up around it and making it look, eliminating the need to whippersnip as much. The lawnmower can come around this wood chips a little easier. So that's kind of the intention, because this property requires a lot of care, and whippersnipping around tree bases is a lot of work. So if we can eliminate a few of them.
How to sing. Then I thought I wanted money so I could buy a nice thing. And when I found it, was as empty as could be. And now I'm staring at my face above a bathroom sink, saying I want peace, it's where I am now. It's the only thing I haven't found somehow. There are other places, there are a million pretty faces, but I want peace, it's where I